Well, going through a breakup is like going through a war, an emotional war. And just like a war, many times they can lead to endless fighting, and eventually the two parties become friends again. And you need to make a mental note not only if you're going through a breakup, but if your friend or relative is going through a breakup. They are repeating a cycle they've been doing for years. Most breakups don't last and they go back together. So don't get too emotionally involved, especially if you're dealing with people addicted to drugs, mentally or emotionally unstable. Because a breakup is enough to break a sane person. But when someone's going through a breakup and there's a toxic dysfunction in the relationship, they're gonna hurt not only themselves and but the people around them. And there's only so much you can do. So you have to learn to love people from a distance. That's number one. And then number two is if you're going through a breakup, you have to take accountability and be an adult for your life. If you're not an adult, you need to check into an institution that basically you can't make decisions for yourself. You can't break up. But if you're saying that you're an adult, okay, and that you're really done this time, then you have to separate. Okay, you have to separate material items, separate the bills, separate everything you have. Every item, every bill that is joined together is another root that connects you together. And people who don't want to break up or who are spiteful or who are toxic will intentionally keep roots tied to you so that you can't go your own way. Spiteful people don't want you to leave them. They will do whatever it takes, including stalking, harassing, and manipulation, to keep you in their life. You don't need them in your life, even if they've done great things, whether they're your father, your relative, a friend, whoever. I want to tell you today, there's only one way to break up: complete separation. There's only one way to counsel someone you know that's breaking up. Tell them to completely separate and say you're going to pray for them. Other than that, there's nothing you can do. Okay. Because you've been down this road before. How many people have you known in your life that said they're going to break up and then they end up back with that person? That same person usually. How many times have you gone through life? Look, it's just like selling a house. When you're ready to do it, you do it. Okay. Like I say, be quick to sell, slow to buy. Why? Because it's an entanglement is easy to get into, hard to get out of. It's easy to sign a piece of paperwork said I'm legally bound to this. It's hard to get out of it. Forget about emotional ties. How do you a breakup is an emotional war, and most people are at war with themselves. You have to remember if someone's at war with themselves, you can't win that war. Okay, that's I got a stalker now on YouTube. Had this person for a while. There's people who are so unhealthy mentally that if you do not fit into what they want you to fit into, they will psychologically, emotionally go to war with you. Okay. And look, they've already lost because they waste their time trying to break you. You can't heal yourself trying to break someone else. And I've put in the work to heal myself. Look, the reason I went into church for 10 years, the reason I studied, the reason I worked on my career, wanted to improve myself, didn't want to depend on other people. If someone doesn't spend time going to counseling, if someone doesn't spend time taking care of themselves, working, then guys, look, they're going to get exactly what they asked for: a toxic relationship, no self confidence to get out of it, and there's nothing you can do to help them. Okay. Because it's hard enough for a healthy person to break up with someone. Because and that's why I say, guys, in this world, you have to be sober minded and ready to go. Because even when you have everything going right in your life, it's still hard, okay, to keep yourself on the right track. Very hard, okay? And forget about trying to keep yourself and other people on the right track. It's an impossible goal. Twister, great to see you. Hello, everyone. Ironically, my old best friend came to came to Dunkin' the other day, and I took his order. I cut him off back in January. He was insanely toxic. We were ride or die bros for almost 3 years. Yeah, best friends become strangers, like Nas taught us, but that's how life's supposed to be for the most part. So don't go forward. No, don't go backwards. They're not going to change. And even if they did, you're in different places. I have good friends I know, good people I know. We're just in different places. Is there anything wrong with that? No, it's life. So, I mean, as an adult, it's your job to take care of yourself. Okay. You are not a president. You're not, you are you in your personal life. In your professional life, you're there to make coffee until you're an engineer. Okay, so Twista, if your friend is there to get coffee, you're there to serve them, and eventually you won't be in Dunkin'. You'll be an engineer. You'll be a project manager. You'll go way beyond that. And what I could tell you is don't date where you work. I'll tell you that too. Don't do that if you can avoid that. Adam, good evening, Sam. Hopefully you had a great day today. Overall, it was good. How was your day? Today was direct deposit day, so that always makes me happy. Looks like the weather is cranking back up in the mid 80s this weekend. Yep, little spike, and then the end of next week back down. Like I say, you'll get good weather till the end of October in most of the northern states. Once you get into November, if you're a snowbird, time to go south. If you're stuck up north, time to sell. And if you don't sell, don't complain. Why? Because it's like a breakup. I broke up with New Jersey. Even visiting it, it's like visiting your ex. It's like a holiday party. Like, oh, I'm putting up a show. Now again, I'm not putting up a show to visit my mom, but to keep my sanity in New Jersey, it's putting up a show. I don't love New Jersey. I don't hate New Jersey. I'm thankful for what New Jersey did to me, did for me, excuse me. But this is not my home. I'm just here temporarily. Um, and like, look, when you live with someone, to break up with them, again, you got to separate the bills. You got to separate your assets. The first step to change is liquidation. Okay. And if you're not ready to do that, like Adam, I know you went back with your girl a few times, and I know, and I understand it because it was hard for me to break up with a few people. Uh, but look, I want to tell you right now, break up with people, block people, change your number. See, how do you break up with people? You're going to have to change your number. They're going to get spiteful. Again, I got this troll now following me, just like my father, mentally undisturbed person. You can't just say, I want to cordially break up. They're going to bother you until you die. Why? Because they don't want you out of your life, whether they're your ex-manager, ex-girl, ex-relative, whoever. That's the way it is. And what I could tell you is you're an adult and you have a right to be healthy. No one has the right to force themselves in your life. What are you, crazy? No one has that right. In your personal life, they're out of their mind. That's not telling my father or anyone else. You're out of your mind. These people are delusional. And they want to see upset. Why? Because anger is the only thing that'll keep you. But guys, wait till you see how happy I'm getting with my revenue going up and I'm going to Florida and you'll never be part of my channel, never be part of my life. Why? Because that's how I get down, man. It's my life, man. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die in a healthy, positive way for me. And if you're going to die and you're toxic, you're going to die alone. Okay. And we're all going to die alone. And what I could tell you is these type of people, for me, I don't want to be friends with them in this world or the next world. I already broke up with this world. I already broke up with these people. But I'm in Satan's lair. Guys, I know where I'm at. Okay. I know where I'm at and I know who I'm dealing with. And what do I say? Hey guys, look, I got to walk through, what's Psalms? What does the book of Psalms say? Yea, though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. I damn sure don't fear no psychopath, guys. Why? Because what I could tell you is this, guys, everyone's crazy. Okay. Whether they, are a relative, a friend, a stranger. Everyone's a threat. But at the end of the day, guys, if you're not bothering someone else and they're bothering you, there's nothing else you can do. They're a threat no matter what. But mainly people are a threat to your emotions and your well-being. And, so you got to take care of your emotions. And if someone can't respect that, they're not your friend, they're your enemy. And if you can't handle having enemies, then you're going to sleep with your enemies. And if you sleep with your enemies, you're going to share your bills. And if you share your bills, you're going to share your soul. And what you realize is you just sold your soul now. Your soul is gone. Your soul is basically in a storage unit. Why? Because psychopaths have storage unit and then they get mad when you say that. Why? Because they know it's truth, okay? And they rather do videos or talk about, crazy stuff, I don't care. Twister, oh, no worries, Sam. I'm 100% over it and feel amazing. He was kind of awkward about it, but he could tell I didn't give. Uh, Thank you for the support. It means the world. Well, yeah, love to you, man. Like I say, you know, You're over there working, doing your job, and you know, that's all you're responsible for. You don't have to be friends with people, you know. And some people feel they're entitled for you to listen to them. You're not entitled to that. You know, you're entitled to just treat people with courtesy in public, and in your private life, you do whatever you want. You're not entitled to do. Let me talk to you for free for 10 hours. Get out of here. This is why I tell you guys, don't have free chats and don't be a free psychiatrist. Why? Because someone's going to sit there and talk to you for 2 weeks about the same relationship they've been in for about 10 years. And they've broken up with them about 10 times and it never stuck. And you're now got to waste 10 years of your life listening to the same crap. And what I could tell you is they're never going to change. They were always like that. And you know, don't even worry about it. Don't try to save people, man. You know, if people need help, there's plenty of places to go help. And if they don't want to go get help, if they don't want to work in their life, there's nothing you can do. And that's why, forget about, you know, like, you know, look, for me, how do you break up with someone? There's only one answer: complete separation. Is it very hard? Yes. Do people go back and forth the rest of their life, their entire life? Most people are never going to break up with the people they should break up with. And it's sad. And I have empathy. But what can I do? I got my own stuff in life. We all have our own problems. That's what you're going to realize. I realize that too. You know, look, I built up my ways to deal with my problems, whether it was going to the church for a season, whether it was having healthy friends, whether it was doing the work of myself, building my habits, healthy habits, whether it's building my channel to use it as not just a side hustle therapy. And I get to build it how I want. I get to live my life how I want. And that's it. No one else has a right to be a leech. No one. And if you don't take authority over your life, guys, you're never going to break up with someone. But like I say, you're not going to take authority unless you're doing the work of your life. If you're not doing the work of your life, they own you. Why? Because, guys, spiteful people want you to be entangled with them because that's their way to control you through money, through emotions, etc. There's a reason that insecure people get in relationships, okay, with other insecure people. Guys, they want to control them. You know, but what I can tell you is this: how do you break up with someone? Separate everything and change your number, period. Separate everything and change your number. Separate everything and change your number. Separate everything and change your number. And they're still going to stalk you, but you have a better shot if you do those things. That's how you break up with someone. If you make it more complicated than that, your life will never change. You'll be a service dog to that toxic relationship the rest of your life. Twister Fire, thank you, Twister. I've been applying that you don't need to save anyone mentality. No, you don't. In my life, because of you, Sam, it's incredible how relieving it is. Totally relieving. You let all that go. You're not God. You're not the Federal Reserve. You're not a social worker. You are a young man trying to figure out life for yourself, trying to build your career, your habits, your life. You're going to need help. But if people help you only to entangle you, they're not helping you. And you have a right to take that help if you want, but then you don't owe them your soul. And also, if you are a social worker, I have a great viewer, Aaron, who's a social worker. That's your job. That's not your personal life. So at your job, you're a social worker. In your personal life, you're not a social worker. Why? Guys, you do not owe this world your soul. Okay. What you need to do is take care of your responsibilities. And your responsibilities are not someone else's child, even if you're a boyfriend and girlfriend. They're not. Okay. Because they're not your children. Okay. I went down that road a few times. And I don't care, even if the children look at you like you're the father or mother. You're not. Okay. And bottom line is, okay, is you got to take care of you. Okay. Because if you don't take care of you, you think those children don't realize your soul is dying? Psh, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. You know, so I was pushing my mom to get a divorce. You know, you could tell it's a disaster. Okay? And what I could tell you is, look, you want to take care of a dog, go foster a dog, and then go, you want to take care of kids, you know, foster kids, but you need your own personal life. Okay. You don't need to say stuck in a relationship, stuck raising kids, stuck taking care of things that one is, look, they're not yours, or two, even if they're yours, if they're not healthy for you. Hey guys, look, even if the kids are yours, people got to grow up to be their own people. Okay. Guys, after a kid gets into their teens, I mean, they still need the support of their parents. but you don't need to live with them. You don't need to be around them 24/7. It's true. So, what I could tell you is this: everyone takes life different. You can't put all that weight on your shoulders. You say like, "Oh, I blame myself. I'm the parent." Hey guys, look, what I learned growing up in a household of three siblings, everyone's different. Okay, and it's not that one is better than the other. Just everyone's different, and everyone's going to go on their own journey. Okay, and they're responsible for that. That's part of being a person in this world. And if you're going to take the responsibility of everyone your entire life, you're never going to enjoy your life, and you're never going to help anyone else. All you're going to do is suffer. They're going to suffer, and you'll talk to each other, but it's just about a bunch of suffering. Um, because the truth is, the only way to go forward is to break up with people, separate from some friends, separate from some family. And some people get that, some people never will. Some people will stalk you. Some people will harass you. Why? Because they want you in your life. They're not going to leave you. And That's okay. I mean, that's like I say, like I remember telling someone one time, I go, "Do you have enemies?" Like, yeah, everyone has enemies, but I don't look to make enemies. But people who are insecure person is your biggest enemy. Why? Because the minute you assert yourself or you don't need them, that's a threat to them. Okay. They say, "Oh, so look, like I say in life, less is more, including people. Okay. And people don't want to hear this part of life, but most people are going to die this miserable life. Okay. And their whole life is going to be intoxication, one way or another. And I'm not living that life. I don't care if someone else wants to, and I'm not here to share everyone else's testimony. It's not my job. My job is to share how I view life, how I've been through it, and what I could tell you is separation. Okay. And what I could tell you is change your number. What I could tell you is don't leave stuff behind. Don't leave a door open to the person you're trying to get away from, because you're never going to get away from them. And if you're counseling someone who's trying to get away from someone, look, they're either going to do it or they're not. Okay. And, certainly if there's an extreme circumstance, you try to help. But there's only so much you can do. Look, I see my mom struggle with trying to go through a divorce. I've struggled trying to break up with people. Um, I know what it was like to separate from certain people in my life. It's not easy. So I have empathy again. But there again, it's like we could sit. There's only so much. What can we do after empathy? Action. It's like how long do we want to just sit in suffering? I don't want to sit in suffering, guys. It's not the type of person I am. I can't do it. For me, it's like it might as well be death. Because like, what's the point of life if we're just gonna sit in this state of suffering? Like that's hell to me, right? So, for me, faith plus works. Because if you ain't doing the work and you got faith, you're Satan. Get the fuck away from me. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that shit. That was like my whole thing too. When I was getting a little bit antsy with the church, it's like, look, I get it, but I don't want to hear all this tongue shit and everything else. Let's just do what we need to do and get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like all this extra shit to me is like, it's all extra. And, people don't want to hear that after a while, because people are stuck in their delusion. And, but they helped you. There's going to be some people but then to separate from the people who helped you, but you outgrow, forget about it. It's a total disaster. But you got to do what you got to do. Okay. So, um, people who don't put in the work of their life, they want to tell you how you can do things, and they want to guilt trip you if you don't do them right. Hey, look, no one has that authority over you. You got to take the authority over your life, okay? And you got to put these guilt trippers, you got to put these people who aren't doing the work of their life in their place, and their place is not in your life. That's it. They're, it's not for you to put them in their place literally, physically. It's for you to put them in their place figuratively, but logistically in your inner circle. They're not there. They don't have a place at the table of your life. Okay. And does that make them mad? It makes them turn a terrorist. Okay. They'll do anything they can to get attention. But hey, look, what are you going to do? I mean, do you want to, you either going to live under the Taliban law, okay, or you're going to have Taliban terrorists. It's one or the other. Okay. You don't get to have both ways. You want to say it, you want to try to make it nice, but it's not. It's either one or the other. It's either you live under oppression or the oppressors are your enemy. It's one or the other. So, but if you willingly go back to something, um, it's self-induced oppression. Okay. It's bottom line. We could say it so many nice ways, right? I don't, how many nice ways do you want to say it? That's what it is. In a modern era, in a modern country, people have a lot of choices. And what I found is uh, the, the biggest choice they have to make is to work on themselves. Okay. And the biggest distraction is all the other bullshit. And that's fine. Like I said, I put in the work on my life. So to me, I don't feel guilty at all saying, look, I understand how much work I had to put in. I understand I got help. I didn't do it alone. But I understand, again, if I got help, I shouldn't owe them my soul. I'm not going to play that game. And the reason I put in the work is so I could grow and I don't have to be the same person. And if people can't respect that, they're not part of my life. There's no long discussion. There's no debate. There's a breakup, separation. Okay. Bottom line, fire. Thank you, Twister. Adam. Enjoying your conversation. Thank you to you. Thank you to Twister. I appreciate that, Adam. Driving down the highway. Thank you for leaving this comment. So all I can do is voice text. Well, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that word of encouragement. Encouragement matters. Thank you, Twister, for all your positive comments. That also matters. Thank you. Gratitude. Um, like I say, in life, same thing with your YouTube channel. Don't wait for other people. When someone gives you a compliment like I just got, it's a blessing. It's a cherry on the top. But don't wait for other people to encourage you to do what you need to do. Okay. I know what I need to do for my life. I got to do it even if no one leaves a comment, even if no one encourages me. That being said, you need encouragement, you need help. But I want to show you, I want to tell you that I'm here doing what I need to do tonight, like I do every night, like I've done for my life in private and in public. And that's what you got to do. I remember going through one breakup. Like I say, it took about 3 years. Not 3 years to break up with them. I broke up with them within 3 months and never went back. But 3 years to heal emotionally. And so I love you too, Cartoon Mark. Never forget it. You're doing a great job, Cartoon Mark. You have what it takes. You're a strong man. You're a smart man. Don't let this world kick your ass. Cartoon Mark, you know what our slogan is. We hold the paintbrush. Okay. We hold the paintbrush in our life. And if someone don't like it, hey, look, man, whatever. I don't care what you don't like. Okay. This is my art. Okay. Don't ever tell an artist, how to paint, what to do. You know what I mean? I've seen even a couple of people I've seen come on Cartoon Mark's channel talking about some you doing this, you doing don't fuck that's his shit. Cartoon Mark's doing a great job. Like I said, I got a couple stalkers now. Well, I always had the same stalker. It's been watching me for like 2-3 years. And now they got this fake profile running. They comment on everyone's channel that watches me. And they just total disaster, total psychopath. But this is what you deal with. Why are they angry with me? Because I don't talk to them anymore. Why they were even members. I blocked them as members, so they couldn't even pay. They couldn't even pay to talk to. Why? Because guys, there's certain people you cut out, even if there's an inheritance involved, even if there's money involved, it's not worth it. Okay. And if you're putting in the work and they're not putting in the work and they don't want you to get money, fuck them. Hey, why don't you go work? Why don't you go to work for free? Why don't you do this for free? They don't do nothing for free. And if they did something for free, it'd be a disaster. So this I'm saying, this all part of taking your authority in life, man. Because if you don't, what you'll be doing is you'll be raising someone else's kids. You'll be doing side work for free, okay? And your art will suffer and your life will suffer. Your life will be a bed of suffering. Okay? It'll be hell. That's what hell is, man. And look, does heaven and hell exist? Guys, none of us really know, okay? But I could tell you this, guys. I've been in the presence of toxic people, and it's hell. And that's mentally, it like clicked in my mind. Like, it's like, fuck it. Ain't nothing worse than this. And that's when you're like, I'm out of here. It's like, even though I know I'm in for a world of pain separating, whether from a parent, a friend, or a lover, or a manager or a church, fuck it. I mean, because guys, at a certain point, it's like give me liberty or give me death, right? It's like, at a certain point, there comes that mental calculation that life is so bad in this state that even if there's more pain changing, it's better than staying in this endless pool of suffering. So now, and a lot of people got to get to that point. That point is a very dangerous point. It's very volatile. Okay? And I understand it. But Like I say, all I could tell you is be very careful when it comes to breakups or counseling someone that's going through a breakup, because it's one of the it's an emotional war, and it turns into a financial war. It turns into a logistical war. If you leave something you own in their presence, they're going to use that thing as leverage against you. So if you're waiting to break up with someone, clean out the house, remove all your belongings. You should do everything but change your number until everything you have is separated. And then once everything you have is separated, you have to change that number. If you don't change your number, they're going to be stalking you. They're going to be calling you, and you already know they're going to search for you online. You got online people, everything like that. So there's a point in your life you got to totally go dark. You know what I mean? You got to totally go off grid as far as online presence, etc. Possibly. Why? You got to do what you got to do. Okay, this is life. This is a war. It's like, when you're at war with someone, you gotta shut the lights. Like, remember when Trump was hiding in the bunker and they shut the lights in the White House? Yeah, because they were afraid, like, if they breached, they don't want them to be able to see what's going on. Hey guys, look, basically what's happening in your life right now, if you're going through a breakup, is you're Trump and you're in a bunker. Okay. And the only way you get out is if you go dark, okay, and you are totally separated from the crowd. That's it. And some people don't want to hear that, but that's the reality of life. Um, and what I could tell you is people are nosy as hell. People are lazy, and people are spiteful. Okay, so you got a toxic average person. The average person takes a nap. The average person does some type of substance abuse, and the average person, if you cross them or if you leave them, they will be spiteful as hell. So most people you deal with, you gotta be very careful. They're not your friends, okay, and they're not your family, and they may have done some good things for you. See, here's a part to get you fucked up. They've done some good things for you, but I want to tell you that don't mean shit, because there's a lot of people. Once you reach a certain level in their mind, you're on their list. Twister. Drop in gems tonight, Sam. Thank you. But then again, every night. Well, I appreciate that word of encouragement. And that's why I don't feel guilty, because I show up every day. I do what I need to do. And I'm not entitled to anything. But I damn sure ain't going to be guilt tripped about anything. And that's bottom line. And like I want to tell all my creative people out there, whether it's YouTube, painting, whatever, never put all your financial freedom into a creative venture, because a creative venture means that other people have to appreciate your art. And that's great if they do. It's a blessing from the Lord. But if they don't appreciate your art, you don't want to be a starving artist, okay? You want to be able to paint, to speak, and to live how you want, okay? And if other people give you that thumbs up, give you that tip, that's a blessing. And if they don't, you keep doing you, because this is part of your DNA passion. This is part of what you're on this earth to do. This earth is not the final place. One way, whether you believe in heaven or hell, we know that this earth is not the final spot. Either we're going to transcend to something else, or we're going back to ashes. But either way, we're not staying here. Okay. So as long as we're here, the average person will be here 80 years. Do what the fuck you need to do. Okay. Do what the fuck you need to do. Because you got 80 years to get that shit done. And what I can tell you is, if you're living the right way, 80 years is long enough. Okay. Because I've been down here 41 years already, and this shit is almost long enough, especially when I'm in New Jersey. So the bottom line, that's one of the messages tonight. David, I used to have enemies. Now I just stay to myself, a few friends and thoughts, and that's it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, shout out to you, David. Shout out to all my concession stand people. Yeah, look, less people, less drama, but there's always, there's always a little, you got to be careful, man. Well, it depends. Look, right? Like, if you share your life publicly, you got some drama. If you deal with family, you got some drama. But yeah, my personal life, if I wasn't on YouTube and if I wasn't talking to any family members, there'd be no drama in my life. Uh, Pretty much, other than a psychopath I see at the gas station. But I'm not gonna be living at the gas station long, guys. I'm going home base one way or another. So, um, you know, but I'm certainly not gonna abandon my mom. And but I'm certainly not going to. stay in New Jersey because of my mom. She doesn't. She's independent enough to make her own decisions, and I'm not getting involved with certain stuff she's involved with my siblings. It's not going to happen. Um, Cartoon Mark. I am guilty of the nap today. We love you, brother. This remember you got to do you, and there's if people want to take a nap, I'm not. I would never wake someone up out of a nap. My mom takes a nap. When I say I'm anti-nap, that's for me and how I want to live. Now again, been some people who sarcastically leave comments about taking a nap where they change their tag name. Like I had that one psychopath, he changed his tag name to a cat napper, and then he's the psychopath now stalking me, or she. And like that's different. He's trying to bust my balls, and he even said like he's trying to poke the bear. Why not? But if you're taking a nap because look, you're struggling, you're doing what you got, guys. I got no hate in my heart towards that. But when someone busts on my balls and they're taking a nap, they got to be out of their mind. He goes, I'm guilty of that. That's all right. Move some of my parents' belongings all day. I'll be up late and recover tomorrow. Yeah, I saw your painting, your very colorful painting. I left a comment in your live feed. Hopefully that psychopath that's stalking me doesn't follow you on his channel. But I thought you did a great job with the blues and the reds. The painting that you did today looked like the Cookie Monster. That's what it reminded me of. Good job on that painting, brother. Yeah, look, guys, we're in a world, okay, where you gotta break up with the world. What does that mean? It doesn't mean you do anything drastic. Okay? What that means, okay, is that you understand what dimension you're in. Okay? You're in a dimension where everything is temporary, and but you can't be reckless and you can't be dangerous. What you need to be, okay, is responsible for your self-care. See, you're trying to be responsible for someone else, and that's where you're failing. Now, again, if you got young kids, and again, if they're your kids, then that's one thing. If they're not, that's another thing. And even if they are your kids, because I know someone right now, you still may need to leave that situation and then just be there on the weekends or whatever, or visitations. Like I say, guys, my parents got divorced. I thank God they did. I saw my father on Sundays, which sometimes was a burden, sometimes was a blessing. And for me, that's fine. To me, it was a blessing. It was worse living with them. So there's a lot of people out there that think like you're doing your kids a favor by staying in that house. To me, now again, I'm not speaking to anyone directly. So everyone's got to look at their own life. I'm sharing my experience and some thoughts on breakups and of life. And I'm sure all of us can relate some way, but all of us have our own individual circumstance. But like I said, I could tell, you could tell when people ain't happy. Bottom line, let's just say like it is, how it is, and when you're not in a good place. Okay. Now, look, I'm not going to say as soon as you're not in a good place, you up and leave, because that's not life. That's not wisdom. But I'm going to say if you're sitting in a septic pool of suffering, okay, and you're talking about like 10 years, you ain't gonna be like, that's something. 10 years too long to suffer in a septic pool. I hate to say that. I gotta say it straight up. Okay. Now, yeah, that's too long. I don't care what it is, it's too long. Like even me, like you say, inspirational nomad, why didn't you stay in electrical union? You could have got a pension. Well, to me, I was like, wow. Well, I was in my late 20s. To me, I said, wow, to me it's, I got too much work career that I'm not going to keep working a job that I don't like just for a pension. Okay. So I can understand if you're in a 5, 10 year plan with a pension. I know Mark has a situation like that. But to me, I would really run the numbers. Like I know my man Keith, he ran the numbers about retiring at 62. I would really run those numbers, man. And I would really look at ways, to me, I would look at ways to consolidate, liquidate, because people got too much shit. Like, in my opinion, why do you need a pension of $5,000 a month or 3,000 or 4? How much shit do you have? Okay. If you got too much shit, then guys, you're gonna have to sell that shit eventually anyway. So to me, how I look at life is sell everything you don't need. Okay. Get down to the bare essentials. Now, especially if you're going through a breakup, you don't need more stuff. Everything that you have is something that can be used against you. Why did Elon Musk sell everything? He's a billionaire. He said he basically said because everything you own, someone can use against you. So the less things he has, the less people can use against him, and the less he has to worry about. And the guy's still, I'm sure he's got a lot of stuff, but he's got a mindset of he understands what stuff is. You're never going to break up if you got too much stuff because you're already overwhelmed by your stuff. It's my belief that stuff is what's in between you and your best life. A storage unit is what holds you back. Yeah, fuck a storage unit, man. I'll tell you right now, man. I hate storage units so much, man. And I know a lot of great people have them and they want me to co-sign them. I hate everything about a storage unit. Storage unit is a box of suffering. Okay. How long does the stuff that you don't use have to suffer? How long? Until it goes up $15 every year? And then you got to complain that you're destitute, and then you got to you got to go do a Dollar Tree haul. I don't want to see any Dollar Tree hauls, okay? If your storage unit going up 15-20% a year, okay, and you're trying to save 2 pennies at Dollar Tree eating high sodium snacks. Now, I won't see that, man. I can't believe you would mislead the people. See, this is why I get pissed. If you're broke and you're doing the best you can, then testify to the Lord. Okay? But if you broke with a storage unit and that shit's going up $15-$20 a year, and you got a bunch of shit you ain't using, and you talking about you saving money at the Dollar Tree, you Satan. Yeah, you Satan. Okay. I don't want to hear that shit about you saving money and all that shit. Nah, hell no. And then you get mad at me. Nah, I don't want to hear that. So look, guys, I broke up with every people that's about bullshit. Okay. And we've all been about bullshit, so I don't want to get on my high horse. I'm human, okay? And, but that's how I feel tonight. Jesse, what's up, Jesse? Jesse, I'm not going to lie. I downsized 3 years ago, and I still have a couple boxes costing me $50 a month. Get rid of them this weekend. This month is heading to the dumpster. 100. I got this troll now, this damn psychopath who's stalking me. He's got a profile, fake profile. And he's got like in his description or her about dumpster diving because he listens to everything I say, every word they say. Oh, this guy's stalking my balls over here. So, Jesse, all I could tell you is you're up north now, Jesse. When you going back down south? I'm getting back down south in the next 2 weeks. I love you, Jesse. Up north is good to the end of October. Then make your plans. Why? Because the devil comes again in November. Never forget it. You say, well, what about Christmas time? Hey, guys, look. Christmas time is the ultimate scam. I hate to tell you. Well, you want to go to Rockefeller Center? I've been to Rockefeller Center. You going to freeze your ass off going to Manhattan? You going to wear a Christmas sweater? You going to be around a bunch of people you don't like? You guys, let me tell you this other thing. If you're going to eat unhealthy before the holidays and then after the holidays say you're getting back in shape, don't even leave a comment. Just get all, you're going to stalk me. You're going to stalk me. I know. But it's like, come on. I don't want to hear that shit either. I don't want to know about this supplement. I don't want to know about detoxing. Guys, you should never have to do a detox, okay? Unless you're really addicted to some crazy shit. So, but I feel bad, man, because the stalker stalks people that are a little bit naive. I guess the predator preys on the weak and the feeble. That's true. Yeah, like if you ever watch like documentaries on like the Discovery Channel, like animal predators, they're like human predators. Their first attack is someone who is weak and feeble. Like the little baby rabbits or the wounded deer. Okay. Why? It's low hanging fruit. Okay. And I don't know, man. What can I tell you? You know, um, well, I do want to say this, and there's no disrespect, but I gotta say it. Someone told me they worked at a car dealership, and look, I guarantee you, okay, there's some people that go to the dealership that can't afford a car. Okay. And do they care? Nope. Why? Hey guys, look, sell them a car. And do I care? No, look, sell them a car. But I'm just trying to say that I treat you guys and girls like adults. Okay. When I was a contractor, I treated everyone I went to their house like an adult. I said, look, here's an estimate, free estimate. You want to get it, you think you can get it cheaper or you want to get it cheaper? I have no problem with that. If you want to use me, it's 50% down. Okay. Another 0.25% before the inspection. And then the final quarter inspection, final 10% or whatever after inspection. That's it. There's no debate. There's no manipulation. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I'm not mad at the people who work at the car dealership. Forgive me for that, but you know what I mean. Jesse, I am back up because the company I work for got bought out. Really? Manager wants me in office to help with the merger. Well, I guess that's good that they need you as far as that. And she goes, also, already interviewing to fully remote roles. Well, there you go. That's what you need to do. I think to me, it's either fully remote for the win. Obviously, look, if you have to, rather work in Florida than up north. Obviously, you got to run the numbers. You got to do all the calculations, but this is why you have side hustles. This is why you apply to jobs when you don't need a job, uh, but you currently have a job. This is why you do DoorDash when you don't have to. This is why you slowly build up four sources of revenue when you don't have to. People said to me, why are you doing DoorDash if you got a good job? People said to me, well, why are you doing YouTube if you got... Hey guys, look, this is why you do it, okay? This is what the Dollar Tree mindset. Well, this is what the psychopath who spends all night creating profiles don't realize life. They're delusional, and they don't want you to lead them because they don't know how to survive without you. They need you to give them baby food every day. You know, you got to get the jar, you got to get the little spoon, you get the little spoon, feed them. They're going to listen to everything you say like a parrot. They're going to repeat everything you say. They're going to talk about the same thing every day. And God forbid you don't talk to them about their same delusional topics. They're going to go ballistic. They're going to go crazy. So I can only deal with so much. I'm not responsible for the world. I know you want me to be responsible for everything, but you can't be. You gotta work on your dreams. Fully remote, moving to Florida, Twista becoming an engineer, David selling hot dogs, um, Adam taking care of his parents, getting help from a social worker. You gotta do what you gotta do. Now, do people want to see? No, people don't want you to really do what you gotta do. You know, because they ain't doing what they gotta do. Yeah, that's right. Most people. There's some exceptions. I'll tell you right now, guys. You know, be very careful, man. There's some people they want to see you do good, and you make time for them. You make time for your mother if she wants you to. You make time for, but if they don't make time for them. Why? Hey guys, I mean, what can you do? You know, everyone's listening to your conversation and analyzing it, and they're getting drunk, laughing with Hey guys, you think I give a fuck what a grown person who needs to sedate their mind thinks? I don't care. Why? Because guys, to get through this world as best you can, you're gonna need to be of sober mind. Okay? In my opinion. Again, there's many opinions in life. That's why I don't push my opinion. You do whatever you want. I'm just a guy preaching in a dark car. Whether you listen or whether you don't, I've released myself of that responsibility. I cannot do it. Twister. Fun fact, Sam. Well, I want to say this before we read your comment. A factoid, if someone ever says, here's a factoid is not a fact. Okay? It's something that's been repeated so often, it's considered fact, but it's not actually fact. A factoid is usually a fat lie. Usually. Here, Twister goes, fun fact. I'm slowly but surely becoming my manager's favorite lead shift manager at this place. I would be next to be promoted to assistant manager. Engineering is still the first priority, but keeping all options on the table. Well, Twister, don't get seduced into the Dunkin' Donut world. It has a very low ceiling. Like I say, if you want to stay in retail, retail is the worst industry, period. If you're going to stay in retail, you at least got to move to Starbucks because Dunkin' Donuts is definitely below Starbucks. And even then, like I say, if you have any ability to be an engineer, even if you become a project manager and not a full-blown um, engineer, you're better off. You got to get Dunkin' Donuts is not where you want to end your career. Dunkin' Donuts is a building block for your career. If you get too comfortable in Dunkin' Donuts, I don't care if you become a manager. You say, well, I've become a manager, then I can own my own franchise. There's some people that's their passion, but look, to me, you're going to smell of coffee grinds and powdered sugar the rest of your life. And most people, you got to own at least 2 to 3 franchises to make money, and you got to base it to even if you did that, you got to sacrifice the bulk of your life, time and effort. So you do better off being a project manager, even if you never got a degree in engineering. So keep all options on the table. But remember, guys, you want to know the qualifications to get hired at Dunkin' Donuts? Do you have a pulse? I remember a friend of mine was trying to get his son a security job officer. And he asked the head of security, well, what's the requirements to be a security officer? He goes, well, does he have a pulse? So guys, look, you can walk into Dunkin' Donuts, okay, and you could be totally delusional. You're going to get a job. Okay. And if you're not delusional and you show up every day, you're going to become assistant manager. But if you have more potential than that, don't sell yourself short. Because Twista, I see how you put sentences together. I see your thoughts. It's good that you're willing to work at the lowest level, but Dunkin' Donuts is not your best life. And like I say, my man Big Plan Dan, he has sent me a private message today because that psychopath who stalks me left a message on his channel. He goes, Sam, now I know what you're talking about with these trolls. He goes, it's amazing though, like you've always said, they can put together a paragraph about articulating some type of sarcastic, sinister comment, but they can't do any self-care. So like I say, guys, even the psychopaths who claim to be mentally deranged, I don't buy it. Because if you're really mentally deranged, you can't put together a whole paragraph. You can't. So, like I say, Twista, I'll love you if you stay at Dunkin' Donuts your entire life. But what I could tell you is you better not be in Dunkin' Donuts in 2 years. I don't care if you got a degree in engineering or not. You should at least be at Starbucks. You should at least be doing DoorDash on the side. And you should be getting the hell out of Dunkin' Donuts. It's the beginning of your career. It's not the end. It's not even the middle. It's the beginning. And you got to keep going forward. And remember, guys, most people don't go forward. Why? Well, they get comfortable. The person knows their body. Well, I'm not going to leave them. They know that I got this insecurity and they accept me. That's a shitty reason to stay in a relationship. You say, well, I don't want to go to Starbucks. They got a lot of different drinks. Dunkin' Donuts only got one drink, shit water, crap coffee. If I go to Starbucks, I got to learn how to do frappes. I got to do. Hey, guys, look, it's scary as hell to learn something new. But guess what? That's how you move forward. That's how you get a bigger check. That's how you get bigger confidence. And if you don't move forward, all you're going to do is be the best person that knows how to make hazelnut coffee in Dunkin' Donuts. You're going to be the best person that knows how to date someone who has worse self-confidence than you. And if that's your best life, guys, you're on the wrong channel. You might as well get a storage unit. You might as well move. You might as well move. You might as well move from South Florida to upstate New York. Get a storage unit. Okay, the troll's gonna love this. The parody guy who's fucking busting my. You might as well stalk my channel. Move to upstate New York. Okay, get 5 different profiles all related to my channel. Okay. And you might as well do nothing but wake up in the middle of the night and then leave comments and basically destroy your life and vicariously live through me. And then when I don't want to talk to you because I said this person's a loser, not that I hate to say that, but I mean, come on, don't bust my balls. And then you get totally psychopathic and you want to destroy the world. You can't wait till a nuclear bomb hits. If that's what you're going for, guys, fuck it. Like, who's brewing the next hazelnut coffee batch, man? I mean, hell no, man. I'm about that elitist shit. Okay, I'm about moving up. Okay, I don't fuck with storage units. I don't fuck with psychopaths. And what I could tell you guys, at a certain point, that's the mindset. And if that's not the mindset, like I said, guys, ground up the hazelnut coffee because you're gonna be here for a while. Yeah. Remember the world does run on Dunkin', and remember most people have a Dunkin' Donuts mentality. They're basically drinking coffee Slurpees to have enough energy, okay, just to get out of their house. Yeah, that's it. Then they're going right back to their house, taking a nap. Hey, guys, that's not the type of life I'm living, okay? So I can't live that life. You guys and girls, you got to live whatever. Leah Cartoon Mark, it's a disaster. I love you, Twisted. David, it's Charles. Guys, we're going back to these live comments, okay? Cartoon Mark, this is it right now. I want you to paint whenever you have free time. This is all I want you to paint. Okay, and I want you to send me a bill. Stop painting for free. I wanted to super chat you today, Mark, but you're not monetized yet. I want you to paint, okay, Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, I want you to paint like, we're at Dunkin' Donuts, okay. There's someone serving me, okay, and there's someone working at Dunkin' Donuts sleeping in the back in that dirty hallway where they have their dirty bathroom. They fell asleep and the hazelnut coffee spilled all over their neck, okay? And the drunk that comes into Dunkin' Donuts at 1 o'clock in the morning is stepping over them. Now that's a lot to draw. Okay. But I want to tell you, there's a lot of life that I've seen. Okay. I've seen a lot of life. Okay. And what I've seen is a Dunkin' Donuts that actually happened. Okay. Like that's a real story, unless they possible. Nah, man. Nah, Twister. We're not gonna paint you mopping that up. This is what I want you to paint Twister. Twister is on his break. He's sitting down like a civil, proper employee. He did his work. Now he's on his break. And Twister's on his laptop in a little old school, in the little chair, the yellow and orange chairs. He's got his laptop. He's tapped into free Dunkin' Donut Wi-Fi. And he's applying on Indeed.com. He's applying to a project manager for CB Richard Ellis. Entry-level position. Okay. And he's hitting apply. That's what I don't want you. He's on his break right now. No more mopping. No more like I'm going to move up to assistant hazelnut coffee guy. None of that shit. What you're doing, Twist, is you're on break. I'm painting you right now. Remember, if you don't hold your own paintbrush, someone else paints your life. But I'm painting your life right now. You're taking a break. You're applying to a project manager job. And then you're going to look at your cell phone and you're going to pull up the DoorDash app. Because once you're done with your next hour of work, you're getting the hell out of there. You're going to DoorDash on the side. Okay. And you're going to follow up with CB Richard Ellis. You're going to follow up with John LaSalle Corporation. You're going to follow up with all the different property management companies that have engineers, civil workers, etc. Okay. And you're not going to follow up, okay, with some psychopath who has hazelnut coffee stains all over their shirt. They hate their wife. They hate their life. Okay, they got an old Honda Civic parked outside with body damage in the back of the dumpsters in Dunkin' Donuts. Their best part of life is watching prank videos on TikTok. Okay. And on their break, they don't apply to project management jobs. On their break, they go to their dirty Honda Civic with body damage and they watch TikTok videos of girls they're never going to get. No, we don't live that life over here, man. This is the wrong channel for that type of mindset. Okay. And that's why, guys, I want to tell you tonight. If you're shopping at the Dollar Tree, but you got a storage unit, it goes up $20 every year, $20 every month. Don't even tell me about how much you're saving money. Okay. Am I mad at you? I'm not mad at you, guys, because, again, I've lost money. Okay, I've been reckless. I've been delusional in one sense. But it's time to wake up out of the delusion. Okay. It's time to say, you know what? If I really want to do a food haul, let me go to my storage unit and haul all that shit to the dumpster. I would love to see a video about that. I click that thumbs up so fast. I want to see any of my psychopaths that watch this channel, and if you have a storage unit, I will make sure your channel goes viral if you do a storage unit haul. And what I mean by that is I don't want you to show me what's in your storage unit. I want you to do a video where you throw out everything in your storage unit and then you go to the front office and you cancel the contract on your storage unit. I want to see the cancellation thing. Guys, we're going to make that video go viral. If you go to your storage unit and you just walk around, you show me everything like you know what I mean, like MTV Cribs. Like, yeah, this is my storage unit. This is where I keep the stuff I don't use. This is where I keep the stuff I ain't used in 20 years. This is where I keep the stuff I just bought that I ain't going to use for 20 more years. Yeah, MTV Crib for storage units. Oh, my God. I feel like that's the next MTV Cribs. MTV Cribs for storage units. Yeah. You watch a psychopath show you all the stuff they don't use. Ain't that amazing? I want to tell you right now, man, this world's sick in a motherfucker. Okay? And let me take a hydration break. We'll go to these live comments. Forgive me for being late on these. Twister, definitely agree, Sam. I'm counting down the days I can leave Dunkin'. It can be so stressful some days. But I say I'm keeping everything on the table just because trying to get an engineering. Well, like I say, don't try to go from Dunkin' Donuts to engineering. Go from, if you went from Dunkin' Donuts to Starbucks, it'd be move up. If you went from Dunkin' Donuts to a security job at an engineering company, you'd be moving up. You're trying to move up 20 steps. Life don't work like that. I told you the same thing about that job fair. You got to get your foot in the door. And you don't need to get your foot in the door. You gotta get your foot in the door. And the way you do that is you got to take a job in a different industry, not in the retail industry. Retail is Dunkin'. You got to take a job in the commercial real estate industry. Even if it's in the engineering industry, it may not be an engineer. It may be a security job or whatever, or project manager, whatever, sales engineer, anything. You got to get the hell out of retail. But I appreciate what you're saying about options. I love you, Twister. I'm giving you a little bit. Twister. A struggle recently, I received interviews, but never passed any of them thus far. That's how you get ahead. You got to fail some interviews. But Twister, that's why you should be doing DoorDash on the side. That's why, at the very least, you should be going to Starbucks because they got a better company in the same industry. Though I'd like to get it. You got to get the hell out of Dunkin'. Dunkin' is going to kill your life and kill your career. Charles, hey Sam, shooting videos in your car is perfect set for a YouTuber. It is. Recording from your car makes things really easy to record. I agree. Your thoughts and get into a rhythm. Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, you only have to be careful when you drive. That's the only thing. And I would never do a lot, even though I know my man Mark does, and I respect him, I leave comments. I would not do a live feed when you're driving because the main thing about live feed is you got to have interaction with people because that's the whole point of being live. Now, you don't have to. There's other ways to do that, you know what I mean? But if you're not interacting with people, well, I still go into some lives they don't interact, but not many. Okay, the main thing in live is people, and this is where I get the trolls. The reason I get trolls is because they're obsessed with me, because I used to talk to them in the comment section or live feed, now I don't, and they're so spiteful that I broke up with them, they can't let go. I was the first person I talked to them in so many years, and now that I'm not talking to them, they can't get over it. You know, it's like, so, hey, guys, look, I'm not responsible for that, okay? You gotta, we all have to be an adult. If you're not, I don't know why, guys, all my videos are marked for adults. Good job, Charles. David, it takes a lot to say that you are living your best life. You should never be bored in life because self-care is a full-time job to the day you die. And I realized that more than ever at 41. So when anyone tells you they're bored, remember, what they're basically telling you is, I'm a lazy sloth that's going to be a parasite and a bad friend. If someone tells you, oh, what are we going to do? There's nothing to do. Remember, they're immature and they're going to destroy your life and they're going to spill hazelnut Dunkin' Donut coffee all over your life. Nah, I'm good. Guys, I keep busy. Every day I got shit to do. And it's mainly just working on myself and taking care of my responsibilities. Twisted. Plus, my general manager stuck it out from being a crew manager to a general manager from ages 20 to 27. I give him respect. But his life is a nightmare. Well, there you go. Yeah, you give him respect, but you take it back after you see his life. At least to me, so much stress. Yeah, I agree. Look, you don't want to be you don't want to move up in Dunkin' Donuts. Bottom line is, guys, Dunkin' Donuts is for the destitute. It's a good building block if you got nothing else going on. But I know a guy migrated here from South America. He worked at the night shift at White Castle, and now this guy's like a top engineer. You can get the fuck out of retail, whether it's a White Castle or Dunkin' Donuts, but you got to move on. And you can't, look, this Twister, this is what I want to tell you. When you actually start to think about and move away from Dunkin' Donuts, all the people that work with you, most of them are going to be spiteful. Your manager doesn't want to know you're leaving them. You're the best employee. You're the only employee that doesn't, come in late. You're the only employee that doesn't take a nap in the back of the dumpsters. You're the only employee who's not watching TikTok when there's no customers. You're actually preparing the donuts, cleaning the thing, mopping the thing. So you think your manager wants you to go? No, your manager's going to try to get you to stay. So your manager doesn't give you the advice. You got to give yourself advice. Because if you even think about taking advice from your manager, even though you can learn from your manager, look at your manager's personal life. And then you say, oh shit, yeah, it's a nightmare. And we don't want Mark to draw that because we want it to be somewhat family friendly. Twister. Plus, he got his girlfriend pregnant at 22. I believe this is why. Yeah, guys, look, relationships and children destroy your life. If you have none, get a vasectomy. If you have one, get a vasectomy. Uh, and if you work at Dunkin' Donuts, you can't afford no damn kids. Yeah, that's damn right. So you better be very careful. I'm avoiding the traps like the plague, Samuel. You better. You're going to destroy your life. You have guided me through the valleys of the shadow of death. Well, you remember that. Every time you walk on that old tile floor in Dunkin' Donuts, because I know they don't renovate those damn things, you got that old dookie brown floor. Okay. You remember as you walk in the valley of death in Dunkin' Donuts, you remember this is where the underemployed go in the morning to work their uninspiring job in their uninspiring state. And you remember every person that comes in Dunkin' Donuts, they either have a fluorescent orange or fluorescent green roadside worker shirt on. They have a all black blouse that they bought from Target. Or they got dirty slippers. Okay. And they want a Slurpee instead of a coffee. And you look at your assistant manager, okay, who's got a kid he can't afford with a girl he should never be, which they're going to get a divorce eventually. I don't know what the divorce rate is for Dunkin' Donut employees, but it's got to be high. And for some people, most people, this twist, I hope you're listening, the best part of their day is taking out the garbage and going to the dumpsters behind Dunkin' Donuts to get some fresh air. Yeah, I hate to say that. Yeah, guys, when the best part of your day is taking the trash out by the dumpsters to get some fresh air, guys, you're living this whole other dimension. It's called death. Yeah, you're the land of the living dead. Okay. So you say inspirational nomad. Is that right for you to say that? Well, guys, I can lie to you. Okay. I can mislead you. I could be like Twister's assistant manager. Yeah. But we have a young guy here, Twister, who has a chance at life. Should we lead him astray? I'm trying to lead him to the promised land. I hope you're listening. Yeah, Cartoon Mark's testifying. Twister's laughing. Yeah, we're not painting you mopping. Cartoon Mark says, good advice about the interactions during the live feed. I love you, brother. I will work on that more doing while painting. I love you, Marky. I watched your live feed today. I watch your live feeds even if you don't interact. But I'll be praying for when you look up and you interact. Just like I know people be doing the same thing for me. But remember, Cartoon Mark, the minute you don't interact with a psychopath, they're going to stalk you. Yeah, you're going to have some. But right now, you just got to get monetized. And right now, you just got to get out of upstate New York. Sell. Because I saw you painting today. And I said, this guy's painting from, and it's good. I like you got all the colors going, say splash, splash. But I know you're holding on to your last bit of sanity, your last bit of hope. I can see it in your soul, man. Like anyone that loves Cartoon Mark, if you can't see this brother's on empty, if you can't see Cartoon Mark is at his last bit of hope, his last bit of joy, you don't love Cartoon Mark. I mean, I don't know how you can see Cartoon Mark and say, damn, I want something better for Cartoon Mark. You say, is it responsible to tell Cartoon Mark to sell his rental and to break up with his girl and to separate from the kids? Well, if you see Cartoon Mark's body language and soul, I see the last bit of joy coming out of the word. Cartoon Mark, at the end of the day, he's mustering up any life he has in his body. That's not the way life should be, man. Like, I understand we got to fight through life, and at the end of the day, we tired. But in the morning, Cartoon Mark has energy, but there's so much anguish because he's got so much stuff he hates. Okay. And at the end of the day, he's so depleted because there's very little hope, but there is hope. You say inspirational nomad, you better tell me this hope because I'm very desperate. I want to tell you the hope right now. The hope is Sell right now. They are not your executor. You're the executor of your life. And if those kids and that girl, if they don't see how unhappy you are, how the hell are they supposed to see if you're supposed to buy or sell? I want to tell you right now, I'm talking to everyone. You take it however the fuck you want it. If you're living with someone and you're walking around that miserable and they don't want you to do something different, then you're dancing with the fucking devil. Okay. Because there's no way someone who loves you wants to see you that damn miserable. Twister, $5 hazelnut coffee super chat. Thank you, brother. Love to you, Sam. Don't worry. None of your guidance is going flat. I know it's not. I know you're a champion. Just like Hal, just like Keith, just like Cartoon Mark, and many others who are putting their best foot forward. I know, Twister, that when I speak to you, I can speak to you and have full confidence that you're going to take the good of what I'm saying and apply it in a good way. You're going to leave the bad, and if at some point you don't like me, I also want you to leave me. Why? Because I'm not giving you a message of worship me, idolize me. I'm giving you a message of don't you dare live below your potential. Don't you dare get caught up in these relationships that want to tell you to live below your potential. And don't you dare even let me define your life. Don't let me paint your life. I just painted your life right now. But when I painted your life, it was in the best light, and I gave you back the paintbrush. Because, Twister, I believe you can do anything you want, including not listen to me. I don't believe you have to listen to me to be successful. See, I don't talk down to people, oh, do what I say or else you're going to fail. Guys, there's a lot of different ways to live life and to be quote-unquote successful. Okay? But I just want to tell you this, and I'm being dead serious. Most people are not successful. They're miserable. They're depressed. They're broke. They're working at Dunkin' Donuts. They got 2 kids. They got a bullshit house. They got a bullshit life. Yeah. And they bought Bitcoin, but I don't know if they sold it yet or they bought it, or their mental health been going up and down with Bitcoin. I don't believe anything they say about Bitcoin. That's true. Yeah, that's 100% fact. So I don't want to know about anything about Bitcoin. I don't want to know anything, okay, about bullshit. Okay. And Bitcoin to me is the ultimate bullshit. I don't care if it goes up to 5 million, because I don't trust most people on when they bought it, when they sold it, and how their mental health has been along the journey. I don't trust it. Okay. So remember, when you take advice from someone who says they bought Bitcoin at 20,000, you're also taking advice from someone who's living with someone they hate. Their neighbor's driving them crazy. And they went MIA, and I'm not talking to Miami, for the past 3 months. Remember, anytime someone goes missing for a few guys, they may have an addiction problem. They damn sure got a relationship problem. Because no one who's living a good life got good relationships and good habits. No one goes missing that has good relationships and good habits. They just don't. If they do, they went into the rapture. They went into the upper room. Okay. Thank you, Twister, again. He goes, I know I will transcend. I know you will too. The Duncan life. You damn right we will. One day at a time. You damn right. Thank you so much, Twister. Thank you very much for that gracious, hard-working super chat. I don't take that for granted. I love you, Twister. I believe in you. Cartoon Mark, prayer emoji. You know I love you, brother. Cartoon Mark says, Sam, will you love me if I die in upstate New York? You damn right. You damn right I love you. You're one of the best people I met. But you know damn well, as long as I got breath in my lungs, I'm going to preach, sell, and get to Port St. Lucie. I don't care if Cartoon Mark hates me and he never watches me again. I am not going to say stay until you get to 65. Because Cartoon Mark, I want to say this tonight. I don't want to tell you to do anything irresponsible, but I got to say this. I see your energy and your soul at where you're at in your 50s. If you say, what do I see 10 years from now, when Cartoon Mark is 65, he's got his pension, and he hasn't sold anything, and the kids are still living with him. Cartoon Mark's dead. Yeah, Cartoon Mark's dead. And Cartoon Mark's girl wants to get another dog. Guys, you might as well bury Cartoon Mark right now. Yeah. Cartoon Mark's dead. He's in the upper room. Charles. Charles. I love you so much, Charles. Charles, Cartoon Mark. Charles is in Tampa. He's in Florida. He's in the promised land. Charles, I know you're a prayer warrior. I know you have faith, and I know you put in the work. I'm serious now. We got to pray for Cartoon Mark. We're not going to pray that our will be done in Cartoon Mark's life. We're going to pray that Cartoon Mark makes healthy, wise, responsible decisions. I don't want Cartoon Mark to sell if he doesn't want to sell. I don't want him to quit his job. But I want Cartoon Mark to seriously inventory his life. And I want him to shit can everything that doesn't belong, including people. That's my opinion. I want him to do whatever he wants. I want a prayer out there. I want us to come in agreement tonight, all my spiritual warriors who put in the work of their life and don't speak in tongues. And watch free porn. Anyone out there who has a neighbor who's nosy, who gets drunk and listens to your conversations, I want you to pray that people find a better path than the path they're on. There's a lot of people who are hurting. And I spent years hurting, and I still got my own issues. But I've made it out of a certain drudgery. And even though I made it out of a drudgery, my soul, I'm still on this earth, so I still feel the resistance. And as I walk in my daily journey, I think of the Cartoon Marks, the Adams, the Twisters, all these people going through all these problems, man. How? And I said to myself, you got two choices in life. You set off fireworks to make you happy. Fireworks don't make me happy, man. Or you change your life. You break up. You sell your assets. You separate from toxic relationships. You separate from dogma. You don't let a stalker determine your tenacity or your joy. You have to break up with your old life. Is that hard to do? It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. When you eventually leave Dunkin' Donuts, it's going to be the hardest thing you ever do. When you eventually leave your state, it's one of the hardest things you ever do. When you eventually sell your house, get rid of your storage unit, leave, change your phone number, it's hard. So what would be the sales pitch to do it if it's so hard? Well, my sales pitch is it's harder to stay in misery than it is to change. So like I said, when you're caught in life and you're on your ass and you get kicked on your ass in life, you got two choices. You get up or you stay down. And there's been points in my life that's probably better to stay down. But what I learned is you can crawl in a ball and stay on the floor, but the world will keep kicking you. So if you got no other motive to get up, it's just not to get kicked on. Shout out to you, Pat. Shout out to you, Twisted. And, some people have a lot worse story than me. Some people have a lot better story than me. Not my job to compare stories. Thank you, Pat. I'm not here to pull out the measuring stick and measure our penises and see who's got a bigger penis or see who's got a harder story. Everyone's got something different, but everyone's got something in life. I don't want to compete with people. I don't want to hurt people. I want to avoid unnecessary people. But I don't want people to paint my life. I'll hold the paintbrush on this one. Okay. And I'll tell you right now, this is how we're going to end it tonight. You got two choices. You're either painting your life or someone's painting it for you. But you can't have it both ways. And you have to decide in life, are you an artist or are you a depressed person that has to sit in a chair and tell someone else to paint me? That's what you got to decide. Thank you, Twist. Twister says, love to you, Mark. Misery's a bitch. Feel your pain. But I know I don't even have it that bad. We shall transcend. You damn right. One day at a time. Mark's got what it takes. He's a champion just like you, Twister. Good job. Thank you, Pat, for those words of encouragement. Great channel. Squirrel emoji all day. Twister Sam, my phone might die. Well, I love you. And I'm away from my charger. You're a great man. It does have a good night. I'm getting ready to end this, but Twister, you already know what it is. You've encouraged many. You've encouraged Keith. You encouraged Mark. Mark's appreciate that word. And Twister, we all know that you are going to be a rich elitist with a heart. You're going to be a compassionate leader in society. You're going to go so far, but you're going to be so grounded and humble that you are the salt of the earth. What does that mean? It means in this world, there's a lot of people that taste like shit. A lot of people, a lot of things in this world, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But once in a while, maybe 1 out of 10 people, 1 out of 100, maybe 1 out of 1,000 people, you meet someone that leaves a good taste in your mouth. And it's those people that are the salt of the earth. And Twister, you are the salt of the earth, brother. Okay. So what I could tell you to do is self-care. Don't go out there and multiply self-care. There's the Old Testament, the New Testament, okay, and this Testament. And this Testament tells you, don't multiply self-care. Okay. Good job. Cartoon Mark, we love you. We believe in you. One day at a time. Thank you, everyone.